What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another brand new video for another podcast, of course. Here today, I am with Darwin Rose.
Hello.
I am with Travis, which I can't remember your Twitch name.
Are you serious?
It's alright. It's probably better that you link my TikTok, honestly, because I haven't been
TikTok
streaming
now? Okay.
on Twitch
I thought
lately.
it was Twitch. We're still doing. Okay.
Link the Twitch as well.
Anyways,
Link
Travis
the
is
Twitch.
here, and if you want to know his TikTok, go in description below.
His Twitch is there too.
Okay, fine.
Sure, I
Twitch.
guess.
We'll put the Twitch there too. Okay, it's gonna pop up in like 2 seconds whenever people go check the video. And we have none other than Scopes.
Hey.
Alright, so today we are all going to be discussing about Dragon Ball in general, or Dragon Ball Super, or whatever you guys prefer of calling Dragon Ball at this point. But yeah, anyway, so we're going to be talking about a bit of news
Dragon
and
Ball
stuff.
trash.
Dragon Ball trash. Dragon Ball, what else is new?
About Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball, when's the movie coming? Don't know yet. Well, it's coming 2022. Anyway, so let's start out with some, I guess, recent news, I guess. So, anyway, Xenoverse 2 came out with a promo video, I guess you could say, where they told everybody, go watch this theater inside the game, which I don't even know who watched it, personally. I didn't watch it, but I guess thousands of people did. So, anyways, they revealed at the end that Jiren is going to be a DLC character, and at the same time, apparently we're having a fashion catwalk as well, I guess you could say now. What the hell's up with this? What is your thoughts on this?
First of all, Dragon Ball fashion catwalk. Huh?
Like, it's
Honestly, in
literally,
my
so it's a
opinion-
fashion contest, that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, Dragon Ball has... I will say Dragon Ball has taken off a lot since the early 2000s, but, I mean, for it to be a fashion show, come on, man.
I mean, if they're displaying Saiyan armor that we can buy in stores, I check it out. But other than that, I don't see where they're going. Unless they're doing more Dragon Ball merch or something. But something like that, you really don't need a fashion show for.
I just bring out, like, the way I would see this is just make anything that's DBZ and bring it to the, like, actual, like, IRL, you know? And then, like, make it very popular with, like, the people that create shit for clothing, and then just let that go crazy as hell. And then after that, then you could say there's a freaking fashion contest and shit, right? Because that would make more sense. Or, like, a cosplay
Scopes,
competition.
what's your thought?
Was that? Oh, sorry.
Hey, Scopes, what's your thoughts about the Dragon Ball fashion? Scopes,
Scope?
there.
Hey,
Any thoughts on this Xenoverse 2 thing?
with the fashion walk
Yeah.
or the
Oh, no, both. If you want to talk about the Jiren DLC, you can. But, like, right now, we're just pretty much discussing why it's stupid to have a fashion show.
um we've seen everything from Dragon Ball soda, Dragon Ball candy to even a Dragon Ball phone interactive game in Japan. I'm not gonna be surprised with what else they try because Dragon Ball's gotten so mainstream worldwide. It was an exclusive in Japan, and then when it spread globally, we're seeing Dragon Ball on fire. This comes as no surprise. I'm not gonna be surprised with what else they're gonna try, but this is pretty interesting.
Oh, it is, definitely.
Yeah,
I
agree,
will
I
say,
mean-
like you were saying, like, anything can happen, right? So, like, I
Yes.
totally agree, first off, because there are things that I never thought would happen, and they did. Like, you know, like,
Yeah, it's
over the
happy.
years, I'm like, wow, never would have thought that would be a thing, but here we are, we have it, so...
yeah, that's basically the whole anime industry in a nutshell. Oh.
There's nothing wrong with it, but still, I don't know why we have to have like a fashion show contest.
Yeah.
Like in Xenoverse 2, like I understand, like, you know, in reality, you know, because like I understand that, because then like we're bringing out clothing and stuff like that, because that makes more sense, because then they're making merch, right? So then they're selling to the customers and stuff like that. But when it's just clothing in Xenoverse 2 that you probably never spent a penny on, and you're entering a contest to go do it. Like, I get it for DLC, right? Because you do get clothing with it. I get that. But, like, most people just buy the DLC for the gameplay. I get that. Unless people do actually buy it for the clothing. I have no idea. But, from my perspective, I feel like that's what they would just buy the DLC for, is just more content. Not the clothing. So I just thought it was a little odd that they're just like, oh, okay, we're having this contest. So I don't know. I feel like they should just brought this, you know, to us in real life, and then have that spread, because I feel like they would make tons of money. Personally, in my opinion, that they would, you know, if they came to the market and was like, okay, I know we have these big popular clothing companies, right? And they're like, okay, we could do this. Makes totally sense. Like, go for it.
You got to think that Akira Toriyama, he probably doesn't want to sell out the Dragon Ball brand that much. I mean, he sold it out to Funimation, and Funimation currently is owned by Sony.
Well, then how the fuck did Fox get the company thing to make a movie?
I mean, let's be honest. I think
that was
we all agree
they kind of did that
mistake.
That was an off-brand. It was an off-brand when they were going with that. They were trying to make their own live-action series based on Dragon Ball implements, but not actual Dragon Ball, because we saw some of like their interpretation of what it looked like. Because if you look at Goku's uniform, it's a lot different. If you look at Piccolo, he's missing the antlers. Krillin wasn't even in the movie, to be exact. Well.
Yeah, but here's the thing though about that movie though. When they pitched the idea, right? Here's the thing. Nobody on the fucking crew knew what the hell Dragon Ball was.
It's like the Netflix adaptation.
Here's the weird part. I don't know whether... I don't remember much about that. I had to look it up, so... When I saw the credits, Stephen Chow, who's known for comedic Hong Kong films as well as being in Kung Fu Hustle and Shaolin Soccer, was behind that, and it was said that he talked with Akira Toriyama about the film to greenlight it. So I think it makes sense that under his direction that the movie did flop, because it made no sense, because he was trying to make it all the 1980s Dragon Ball funny, but then it was also under a different direction, under the thumb of big companies.
Didn't just flop though.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I will say though, the writer apparently didn't know anything. He just knew that it was about a kid and balls, and he's some Saiyan kid. Like that's literally what the writer said. He came out and apologized, like I think like 5 years after the movie, and he was like, yeah, you know, they just summed it to me, and then they said make a script, and I'm like,
it didn't just fucking flop, it fucking Titanicked.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was one of them.
It imploded, you mean?
Well, hey, think of it this way though. Think of it this way, right? If it wasn't for that movie, because I heard that apparently Akira Toriyama did go see the movie, and he left. He left halfway through the movie because he said this was shit. And apparently he got inspired to make a movie which was Battle of Gods. So if that's the case, then give that movie a fucking reward to bring back Dragon Ball Z, okay? I'm just gonna point that out. Give him the reward for that. But other than that, as a fucking movie, tell him to go get a fucking trash reward for that movie, okay?
I will say this. I do wish Stephen Chow never was behind it, because that shot some of his credibility, and it made into question whether or not he was suited to continue doing Hong Kong comedy.
Mm-hmm.
That really destroyed... I don't want to say it destroyed him, but I don't think that was all the Stephen Chow we knew. Because if it was him in his younger years, he would have gone crazy with it, with the whole unapologetic humor that Dragon Ball had in its early years, from beating people below the belt to poking eyes to making the most obscene jokes we've seen, from Master Roshi's panty heist.
Mhm.
I wish Stephen Chow would have handled it when he was younger, but now that he was in an older age, I think he took it a bit seriously.
Okay.
I
There
mean,
was no Dragon Ball magic we grew up with the laughter, with the silliness, and with the energetic martial arts spirit.
I can understand that. I mean, with age, you want to make it as
Oh, you definitely changed
well,
tones. I'll say that.
you want to be as
Come on,
serious and
you
as
guys know him?
close to the narrative as possible, and I understand that, but you kind of went in the wrong direction there.
Mhm.
Yes, you guys noticed there was no magic. There was no uh
No, it felt
there
like
was no
dry. Like the movie was very dry. It was not good. Like it wasn't special. You know what I mean? Like it felt bland. I guess you could say it's probably better than dry. But yeah, like I don't know. Just there
Yeah, and
wasn't like
Goku being in high school kind of made no sense.
yeah.
it make
Plus, also tell a
exactly.
fucking writer next time what the
I mean,
fuck it is.
even at the beginning of Dragon Ball, it showed Goku as at this point a young, well, Dragon Ball Z rather. It made Goku as a young adult already, and this was after the events of Dragon Ball and the fight with Piccolo. Uh,
It made zero
I'm
sense
pretty sure
because
in Dragon
they
Ball
can't
Z in the
modernize it.
beginning, Goku was like 24 years old. I think he was.
yeah. Then at the beginning of Dragon Ball, you see Goku as a child.
That is correct.
It's like, where do you want to start? You have to start at either Goku being a young adult at 24 years old, or you have to start him at his youngest age and come into planet Earth. It's
I don't
one or
know.
the other. You can't
It's all over the place.
can't pick both.
Yeah, unless you wanted to depict like what happened in GT as well, because that's like a whole nother timeline or non-canon if you want to say.
It
want to
was
do another
very, very
timeline?
strange.
If you want to do another timeline, that's one thing. Go ahead and do that. I don't
Mhm.
care about doing another timeline. Don't ruin the full story for us original Dragon Ball fans, though.
Yeah. Like
Mm.
do the Trunks history like someone did on YouTube. Like I was like, fuck yeah, let's go for it. Like that
No,
was amazing.
Didn't they bring something for Dragon Ball Kakarot involving Trunks on like what happened after he came back with the Goku Black events?
Don't know. I never got that far into Dragon Ball Kakarot.
Yeah, that was the most recent DLC
okay,
that came out.
so before oh wait, is it like after? Because I know so far the DLC was before because I know it takes place for Majin Buu. I remember that. But I haven't heard anything after Goku Black. So
No, Trunks had a whole DLC where it shows what he did after he came back after the Goku Black events.
oh okay, because I thought the DLC was like Majin Buu. When
No,
like
no, 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 no.
when he went back after the androids.
It's right there in video. It's right there in anime and comics. Check it out. It's the Trunks
Mm.
DLC.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, that's the Majin Buu. Because by the end of that video, it's all Majin Buu. That's all it is.
I don't know. I think it might be like the Cell.
Yeah, it's
Should
a
it be
Cell
where
and
the
then Majin
Cell
Buu.
arc is?
Yeah, that's the Majin Buu
Like
one.
it's like goes Trunks goes back to the future
Mhm.
after defeating Cell, and then he kills androids 17 and 18, goes
the
to
original.
Dr. Giro's lab, destroys it. Cell appears behind him trying to kill him,
Mhm.
but Cell realizes that Trunks killed killed 17 and 18.
Yeah. No, but then like after he kills that cell in the future, then apparently in the DLC Kakarot, then it shows the Majin Buu saga for Trunks, which I think is interesting. I will say that. But yeah, I recommend checking out the DLC, even if it's just the cutscene. Just check it out. It's really, really good. But yeah, I love how like how Supreme Kai plays in the game. He's way more effective, I will say, probably in that version of like for Trunks' timeline, than he did in the original timeline for like Goku and Vegeta, where he was just
more
like
effective.
What's that?
More effective than the Supreme Kai of Time.
Well, I don't know about that, but he was more effective when he was fighting Babidi in that. I will say that, because like Goku and Vegeta, when they did their moment for the saga, right? Like Supreme Kai like kind of like took a step back and was like, "Oh, you guys can handle this shit. Like go for it." Right? But like in Trunks' timeline, like he actually like was there with Trunks. Like he was fighting with Trunks. Like, and I really liked it for that purpose, because then it's like you're seeing more about Supreme Kai actually trying, and like he almost, I don't want to spoil it, but like something happens to Supreme Kai, in that timeline. So he tries to.
I know.
Huh?
Trust me, I know.
Oh,
I know. Trust me.
Okay. But just in case if anybody else is listening, I'm not gonna spoil it. But anyways, yeah. So something bad happens to Supreme Kai, and I don't know. To me personally, like it was not like, it was a little sad to see, but at the same time, I'm like, this guy did way fucking more than he did in Z and even in Dragon Ball Super. And I was like, bring back that guy. Like, bring that version of Supreme Kai. Like, Frank, man. Like, he does way more in his timeline than ever. So, I don't know.
Oh, you realize...
I mean...
You gotta realize that Goku and most of the Z fighters are dead in that time.
No, I know that, but I'm saying, like, you know, make Supreme Kai like act the way he did in that timeline. Like, make him seem like that. You know what I mean? Like, he seemed more of a leader. You know what I mean? Like, he was like, okay, we're doing this and this and this. We're gonna make sure Trunks is like super good. We're gonna make sure that he like knows what the hell he's doing when he fights Babidi and shit like that. Like, he was on top of everything, and I thought that was really good to see about Supreme Kai, because he's supposed to be the guy that like creates shit, right? So like he should be the guy, kind of like Beerus, where he's like, I'm gonna make sure that if things are gonna go down, then like let's deal with this shit.
Yeah, the Supreme Kai are pretty much like the gods, but on like a lower level. But you also left out the fact that in the normal Dragon Ball Z timeline, Kibito Kai and Supreme Kai fused because they were demonstrating what happens if like you take off each side of the earring on each side of either person.
Yeah.
And they
Yes,
fused.
the
Both of their minds were amalgamated together. So pretty much he wouldn't be the same Supreme Kai amongst his timeline, because if they didn't do the earring fusion thing, it would have been a whole nother story.
Yeah. But like even like in Super now, like they're separated, right? So like I feel like, you know, make him a bit better. You know what I mean? Like just try, you know. But like for the Z thing, yeah, like I know what you mean. Like, you know, they combine shit like that. But like even before that, right? Like because like I guess Kibito is, I don't know, more of a hard guy. I don't. He's different. That's all I'm gonna say.
He's a lot more strict.
Yeah, but like I feel like they should have made Supreme Kai a bit more stricter, because like even at the beginning when we didn't know who the hell this guy was in Z, like he seemed sketchy, like fucking scary. Like even Piccolo was like shivering when he saw him, because he's like, something's off with this dude. What the hell? And like, if personally for me, I would say keep the vibe.
I actually have to wonder.
What's that?
I actually kind of have to wonder if Piccolo could only sense him because he fused with Kami.
Yeah, because Kami was the overseer of Earth.
Yeah, that's the only reason. Yeah, but like, but still though, like even at that point, like even though they refused, I still feel like like there's like the show gives off very much like there's something up with this dude. Like, don't mess with him. Like, they gave him that vibe, and then like after that,
the ominous
they're
feeling.
like, "What's that?"
The very ominous feeling that they introduced the Supreme Kai under the alias known as Shin.
Mm-hmm.
They gave him a really, really serious ominous vibe. Now you mentioned that the Supreme Kai had a more leadership role in Trunks' timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This makes me wonder whether Toriyama had a request to make that story to rectify the lack of character development he did not give the Supreme Kai in the manga and in the show.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me wonder.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting to think about because like you were saying, like maybe that was what he was planning on, or either that, or maybe at the time he just didn't know how to write it at the time for him, so he just was like, well, how do we do this? Because like you mentioned about the whole like Shin thing at the start, like that was like the greatest entrance for him to show up, and it was like, oh, okay, great, like this guy is definitely somebody you don't want to mess with, and then all of a sudden he was just like, I'm so scared of everything in this world, and it's like, what? I'm like, dude, you came off scaring the Z Warriors, and now you're scared of everything? Like, what what happened?
Well, the thing that I feel like when Akira Toriyama was creating Dragon Ball as the manga, as it should have been basically made over into the anime, I feel like he was being rushed a lot. Like how the Bleach artists were being rushed.
Yeah, he was being rushed.
Because I've seen Bleach, and I mean, if you guys have seen Bleach, the movie Hellverse, you can tell that the creator of Bleach, Tite Kubo, I believe his name is.
Tite Kubo. That is correct.
Tite Kubo, thank you. My apologies.
No.
He was 100% rushed. He even went down and said it that he was being pressured so much to create the Ulquiorra fight when Ulquiorra had to fight Hollified Ichigo. And that fight wasn't exactly the way he wanted to draw it up in the anime. He wanted to do something more and expand on it, so in Hellverse he actually drew it up in the way he actually wanted to draw it.
That makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because but yeah, like what you're speaking about, like rushing. Like I know for a fact Akira Toriyama was being rushed because like even during like the Frieza saga, like everybody knows, like they were making fillers because Akira Toriyama wasn't keeping up with the series at all, and they were just like hurry the fuck up. Like that's probably what they're saying. Like get your shit going, dude. We need this. And like he barely had any time for himself. What's that?
That's not even right for a developer. It's not even right for a developer or creator, because that just ruins how good artists are created.
Mm-hmm. And that could be why he's
ruins a story.
And that's kind of like going back to what Scope said, like they like with the Shin Supreme Kai, like he's fixing the character because maybe that's what it was. They rushed him, and he was just like, okay, well, just throw this character this way, whatever. And maybe that's what he was trying to do, because like I feel like lately, like especially with Kakarot when the game came out, because like there's more filler now into this game. Like we have a female Ginyu Force, which I had no clue that was a thing. before the game. So I was like, okay. But yeah, like there's like moments like that like these little small things happen here and there, and it's like, and like even they say like Akira Toriyama is really part of the game, and he's putting in more of this stuff that he wanted to put in the universe, and it's like, okay, that makes sense. So I was like, okay, so maybe that might be the case, is that he was being rushed at the time to do Z, which we all know for a fact that he wanted to end the series pretty much like at the Frieza saga. He was like, I'm done. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. And they just were like, nah, keep going, dude. Like, let's go. We need more. And, like, I think that's probably what was like, because, like, I didn't know this, but, like, for Z, right, the reason he put Dragon Ball Z because he wanted, like, that series to be the last. He wanted to say, this is my final story for Goku, and that is it. I'm not making any more Dragon Ball Z. Or Dragon Ball stories anymore. So I think that's what it was. It's just they pushed him to do more, and he just didn't have, I guess you could say, the potential at the moment to keep writing more stories. I think he was just tired.
Didn't he leave? Didn't he leave in the middle of GT?
I wouldn't call it.
Oh, he literally abandoned the project. He gave out designs for the show and all that. And then after that, once apparently I don't know if he found the script or something for the show, but he was like, I don't like this, and they're like, well, we're going with it either way, and he was just like, well, I'm out, and because he doesn't want this on his name, he was like, you can put it out, but I want everybody to know that I didn't put my name on this shit. Like, he was like, I'm not part of this.
He did do a lot of character designs for GT.
Oh yeah, even for the movies, everything.
After that, he just left.
Yeah.
No, just for GT in general. Like, he left after like.
Well, no, but like even the non-canon movies, like he did do sketches like for the Broly and that stuff.
Oh yeah, so. yeah. I know that. Mm-hmm. I'm just talking on GT in general.
No, I know. But I'm just, mentioning the other ones too, saying like, he did a lot of work, but like he just wasn't part of these projects at all. And I feel like now they're kind of giving him like his credibility, saying like, look, we're gonna do it the way you want it. But I'm still kind of curious because now I found out apparently. What's that?
I think it's a day late for that though, because I feel like he's lost a lot of the drive that he wanted to have
he's older now
towards the series.
Mm-hmm. But
like, I feel like he doesn't want to have any part of Dragon Ball anymore.
Well,
especially since the Western audience is being so anal.
Oh, okay. But like he has mentioned as well, like he's excited to do these projects, so he has to have some enthusiastic at least if he's coming out and he says he's proud of this. Like even the new movie that's coming out in 2022, he's really proud of it. He said so. Like he's got to have some enthusiastic to it if he's putting the effort into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like. I will say, like, maybe, behind the scenes, he's probably like, fuck, I wish I had a vacation right now, but like, but he's happy, and I think that's what, like, we have to look at it as well, because, like, a lot of people said that he's trying to bring back the old vibe of Dragon Ball, where it's more funny and stuff like that, and I get that, right, but, like, for tons of fans that grew up with Dragon Ball Z, like myself, like we never experienced the original show, before Dragon Ball Z. So for us as fans of that, we're like, oh, we're used to this like very, serious topic and like the fighting and stuff of that. And if you go back and like, check out the Dragon Ball, like if you want to watch it again or whatever, or if you haven't seen it, check it out. But yeah, like there are moments in the show that you can tell that were funny and stuff like that. Very adult jokes, but hey, but like that's what Akira Toriyama's style was back in the day. So like, I think he's just trying to bring the vibe back, and I can see why a lot of people are like, this is weird. And I'm not gonna lie, I will say the whole Goku not knowing what a fucking kiss is, okay, that's drawing the line a little far, but you know, but he's just trying to bring humor, and I get him because, like, you know, as a person who's I guess you could say soon to be a, you know, developer for games and stuff like that, like, you know, it all depends on the person, right? So, like, if they're in the mood to make this, they're gonna make this. If they're, you know, they're gonna put something in it, even if fans don't like it. It's just part of the way it is. And so it's gonna suck one way or another if people don't like what they want to see. But you're gonna get something that the creator wants to do. So the way I see it is just enjoy what we have, and that's pretty much it. Like, if he's happy, then, like, just the way I see it is, like, you know, just enjoy what he's happy to do. So if that's the case, then go for it. So. And like I said, there's going to be people that are going to, like, probably negotiate against me for saying this. But, hey, you know, that's just my opinion. And, you know, as a creator of stuff. Because, like, hey, I have to write stories. I got to write... I got to make models. I got to, you know, I got to make cutscenes. I got to do directing in fucking video games. It's a lot of work for me, but... I get where he's going because I have to create stories as much as he does. Even if mine is more for video games and he's more... for, like, anime, right? So I kind of get where he's you know, going in the vibe. So so
I agree.
anyways, back to... Okay, so I think we're done with the Xenoverse 2 topic. I know we went off course there, I'm sorry, but
That was a hyper long time.
It was a bit. It was like half an hour. That's all right.
Yeah,
That's all right. It's all right. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't exactly bad. We were talking about Dragon Ball.
Yeah. Hey, we were still at least on the topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's a
I
good
know.
sign. We could have went somewhere else for all we know. You know, maybe like D&D, like what Travis was saying earlier before the podcast.
By the way, Akira Toriyama.
Oh no. I know what you're gonna say, Travis. Don't.
By the way,
I know. No.
By the way, Akira Toriyama, if you're listening to this at all, by the graces of God, if you are listening to this, please don't take any offense to what we said.
Also, too, if he is listening to this, please contact me. My number is 555. Please fucking contact me. God damn it. At gmail.com.
As Jason posts the video, I tweet it to him, see what happens.
Oh man. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But hey, if he ever wants to somehow contact me, I have Twitter. DM me there. Yeah. Or if you want to contact me somehow on Instagram, then go for it. I guess I don't know. Wherever you feel like contacting Akira Toriyama, but I would love to talk to you, man. I want to know your vibes of how you came up with this shit, man. I would love to know. That's just me. I want to get into the creator's mind, I guess you could say. I just want to hear more about how he came up with this shit. So, like, I know he did research and stuff, but, like, I just want to know, like, you know, what made him think of going in this route. You know what I mean? We never got to hear that part, so I like to hear, you know, what brought him there. So.
Well, you know the legend of Son Goku, so I mean,
no, but like I
took
understand
inspiration of that.
Like I
Monkey
understand
King
like
Goku.
the origin of how he got because the Monkey King and stuff like that. I get that, but like I just want to like know like the process before that. You know what I mean? Like what made him think like I want to make a fighting anime show. You know what I mean? Like a martial artist, because like I know he likes his stuff. But like, what made him get into it though? Like, I want to know that part.
You have to keep in mind when Dragon Ball was.
Let me rephrase that actually for 1 second.
Pardon?
The legend actually is of Sun Wukong, not Son Goku. My apologies.
Okay.
No, you're fine.
It's also a character in Fate Grand Order as well too.
Yeah.
I
want to be very clear about that, so I'm not offending anyone.
Hey. Totally fine.
No, you're
whatever
fine.
the way I see it is like it's your opinion, right? Like if people hate on you for saying something different, even though it was the our way, like hey, like people make mistakes. Okay, we think one
Yeah.
minute something, and then the next minute we think of something else. That's just how our minds work. So it's like, you know, I think like people should understand. Hopefully, when they listen to this and be like, oh, okay, yes, I get that. This is he meant this, not that. Okay, I get that. So
This also depends on who your audience is. So this is very appropriate because this is towards Dragon Ball fans.
mhm.
So Son Goku, Sun Wukong, that is absolutely fine. This is more of a region thing. So if you're in Japan, everyone would refer to him as Sun Goku. But if you're in China or the countries that grew up with Chinese language, it would be Sun Wukong. Like, there are other places that interpret it, I'm not sure. But another way of calling, one of the more unique names of calling Son Goku Sun Wukong is Han Yuman.
That actually sounds pretty dope.
okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So that was another thing I learned when I was studying. But back on topic, you're right, Jason. The most unique thing of Dragon Ball was the time it came out in the 1980s.
Mhm.
During that time, the kung fu movie genre, the kung fu cinema genre, along with the martial arts craze from China, was hitting Japan at a hard time. So Akira Toriyama was inspired by that genre, and he wanted to emulate that, and he needed a base. That base became Journey to the West.
Okay, yeah, so like I didn't know like that was the reason behind it because I knew like martial arts movies were huge back then. I know that. But I just heard that he watched martial arts movie and that's what made him like say like, "Oh yeah, let's do,
Yeah, and Jackie Chan was one of his inspirations as well.
Yes,
Too.
actually, speaking about Jackie
Yes.
Chan, did you hear recently about he wanted to actually make a Dragon Ball movie?
No.
Yeah, there was an article. So you know when Zack Snyder came out saying that he wanted to make a Dragon Ball anime or live action, which I don't get why he wants to do an anime. Which I'm like, we already have an anime version. Why the fuck do we need a U.S. version of Dragon Ball? Please no. Just leave it to the real person that makes
Same
anime.
reason.
I think what they're trying to do was like a Dragon Ball cartoon,
Leave it to Toei.
Americanized cartoon. That's not a good idea.
No, it's a horrible idea.
I mean, I can appreciate
Same.
were he to do a different story that was inspired by Dragon Ball,
Yeah.
completely different. I can appreciate that. I do not believe Dragon Ball can be emulated by anybody else. And I believe Tite Kubo even said it. He was not emulating Saint Seiya. He was not emulating Dragon Ball. He was doing his own thing that was inspired by what he read and grew up with. And that became Bleach.
Yeah,
I
like I
respect
even
this-
what was it? Hero Academia, All Might. That was inspired by Goku too, actually.
Very.
So yeah, so there's a lot of people that like doing offsprings to Dragon Ball, the franchise in general. So I just love that kind of style. But why would Zack Snyder like? At first he said live action. He really just pointed out he's like I'm good. He's like I'll do live action, and then I guess people were like what? And then he goes, well, I could do an anime, and then I think people were just like, no. What? No.
You see him doing an anime or ani adaptation of something else from his creative mind,
Mhm.
not Dragon Ball or anything else. This has to be something Schneider original. This can't be I'm going to do my version of Bleach or my version of Dragon Ball
Mhm.
or Saint Seiya.
Yeah, I don't know. He said this in an interview, by the way. So I don't know why he randomly thought about that. I was like, dude, like think what you're trying to say. Don't go out and just say something that an actual person who's still creating the franchise, like, just leave it to the original person, dude. Like, don't get into it. Like, just leave it. Just leave it to Kira Toriyama. Let
Well, they
him
did.
solve the stories.
Well, I mean, they already butchered.
Akira Toriyama and Toei Animation. That's the best
they-
solution. I
Definitely. What were you gonna say, Travis?
I mean, they already butchered a couple of the series already. I mean, they already butchered the Bleach movie, which was.
Yeah, but still, you really want a Zack Snyder
then
version of
the-
fucking Dragon Ball?
Well, they did the Dragon Ball.
I don't
No.
know. That was okay. This is what you do. Tell Hollywood to not touch Dragon Ball ever again. Like, just don't. Like, how
Tell
hard is
Hollywood
that?
not to touch any anime. Plain. Tell
Death Note
Hollywood
live
not to
action,
touch
to be
any
example.
anime. Plain and simple. I mean, fucking Christ.
Good example, Death Note live action. Light
Oh my
Yagami
God,
screaming.
that was-
Light Yagami screaming. Why?
Well, what? Hold up there. Hold up there. I will say this though. Death Note did come out with a live action prior to the one
I
that's
know,
on
I know.
Netflix.
The Japanese continuity
One
was a
that
lot
is
better. It was a lot better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I have to agree with
Japanese
Doreen on
one
that. Yeah.
Is superb and actually follows the anime relatively well until the end.
Yeah, they had to change the ending.
However, the American version
No.
was awful.
They didn't even
Just,
get
thro-
it right.
just throw it in the trash. Just
Yeah.
throw it in the trash completely.
Just throw it with Dragon Ball Evolution. Just leave it there.
I
don't
will
even
say
pick it
this.
up.
The
We're
person
not
behind
gonna put it on that level, but we will put it close to that level.
I
the
will
person
say.
behind the
Sorry,
the
go ahead.
Netflix
Go
Death
ahead.
Note film. Oh, my bad. Didn't mean to interrupt.
No, no, go.
I'm going
ahead.
to say
Sorry.
this. The person behind the live-action American Death Note film was a fan of the original Death Note manga and tried to follow it and emulate it faithfully when he was adapting it. And that person's name, I believe, is Shane Black. You will know him in Arnold Schwarzenegger's Predator, and he was one of the Green Berets that followed Dutch Schaefer into the forest and was one of the many who got hunted by the Predator.
Damn,
That was
I didn't
Shane's
know that was
character.
him. Holy shit.
That was him. He was such a fan of the Predator films when he found out that the Predator creature was inspired by a Sentai villain from another series called Changeman. So he became obsessed. He enjoyed everything that he worked on, and when he learned of Death Note, he thought this was creative. What if he could bring it over to the States and expose it to a wider audience? Unfortunately, I want to believe he tried to stay on the project, but then he left, and he was told not to come back. And
Okay,
it
that
hurt
makes
him.
more sense then. Yeah.
That's gross.
So everything that he
That is
tried to
awful. When you're
everything he tried to keep as a fan of Japanese pop culture and manga, everything was almost erased except for the Death Note, Ryuk, and the idea of what he had for his vision of what an American Death Note would be.
That's not even the worst thing too that came out of Death Note. I mean, have you seen the quote unquote spin-off Death Note?
The spin-off?
You mean the movies? The anime
Yes.
movies?
Or are you talking about the manga?
No, this was not a movie. In Japan, and somehow it made its way into America. There was a manga that was released about this kid who found Kira's notebook, Light's notebook,
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
and when
look
he
this up.
found it, he tried to sell it for money.
Yeah, that didn't it
And,
not last that long though.
It only lasted one book.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah, because I remember it was so short. Holy frick! Like I'm not gonna lie, like
Well,
when
to
Death
be
Note.
fair,
Oh, do you want me to go or you?
I'm gonna say this right now. I honestly have mixed feelings about the way Death Note ended. Like, it's the same feeling that I had when I watched Guilty Crown. If you've seen that anime.
I have not seen it, but I know what you're talking about, the ending for Death Note, because I didn't really like how Light Yagami died. Like, at the end, I was just like, oh, that sucks. Like, I knew it was gonna end. Like, you just knew, like, it's, yeah, his time's gonna be up soon. Like, you just knew. But, like, when it came to the moment, like, it just, I was like, that's it. Like, it's over. There's no way season 2 is gonna come out or anything after this. So like I felt really bad.
It was lackluster. It was lackluster the way it ended.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're just gonna change the notebook pages out. Fuck do you mean?
Judging from the way you guys discussed this, did you guys have the opportunity to read the ending to Death Note and compare it to the anime adaptation of the ending?
I did that a couple years ago when
I will say I have not. So
when I first found the manga and then I watched the show, that's pretty much how I ended up looking at it. I was kind of comparing the two, and then I was like, oh, a few things are different. But I was like, no, I'll just leave it as it is. I didn't really think much of it. That was like back. That was, I'd say, 8 years ago.
I do remember reading something about there supposed to be an eraser that you can erase someone's name from the notebook and they come back to life. I don't know how that ended up working. I heard something about that,
but it's my memory of that is very foggy.
I never went back and tried to confirm it. Went back to try to confirm it, whether or not that was so true.
I remember that too. Now, Jason, did you were you able, when you do have time, watch the anime again and then read the manga and compare the endings, because despite the fact that the endings are the same, however, the execution was extremely different. I will say this. I'll say this to avoid spoilers. The ending for the anime adaptation of Death Note was more graceful for Light. It was a very, very graceful moment, and it wasn't as humiliating.
Mm-hmm.
The manga for his death was a bit more dramatic and horrifying, and his face was nothing but pure terror. When you look at him, you honestly don't see him as a human being anymore. Because of the fear.
I'm actually kind of. I want to see that or read it.
There's so much fear. It almost seemed like a Junji Ito manga I was reading, and I was thinking in my head, this face, the contortions he's making is terrifying. This is not something I was expecting from Death Note. There's elements of horror, but nothing like this. Just that look of contortion, twisting, writhing. That stayed in my head for a long time.
I sent you the link for the eraser.
Where'd you send it? I
sent it to Trav. The eraser thing he was talking about.
Sorry, I forgot my mic was muted.
Oh.
I'll pop it in. Hold
on.
Hello?
Okay.
Right.
Hello.
Oh, Death. Oh, that's what it is. Death Ray. Okay. But yeah, no, I'll definitely take a look at that, because that's definitely something intriguing that I probably wouldn't mind actually seeing in the anime, because like I knew he was getting a bit twisted, I will say that, but like by the end of it you could tell like you said, it was heartwarming and that for the character, and I think that's why I felt bad like by the end of it. I know what he did, like it was horrible what he did, but by the end of the anime they made it where it's like, oh, like you're gonna feel bad for this character now because he's dead, and it's like, you know, you could just not made us feel that way, because like we know he did like a huge catastrophic, because like he was killing, at this point he probably was like killing innocent people, just because. What's that?
He was.
He was.
Yeah. So like I get why, like,
Yeah,
you know,
at that
they
point
don't want.
he was.
What's that? Sorry, I
At
just
that point he was.
Yeah.
There were...
Yeah, because I know like he was even giving it to like like those bad business people over there. Like they were just killing off companies and shit. Which, first off, that is just horrible. Why would you give them the fucking book? Because like now you're giving these people that like would do bad shit for a living either way. Now you're giving them way more power. But like, yeah, so like he probably was like. He probably destroyed the world because of his catastrophic. And then by the end of it, like, they just were like, oh yeah, now feel bad. It's like, why? Why would you make us do this? Like, why do we want to feel bad for this? We don't...
You know, the only anime or manga I can only compare this Death Note to that has succeeded was Code Geass. That's the only anime that actually made me feel sad at the end of it.
That's another interesting thing. Yes. I jokingly refer to Code Geass as Death Note with mecha.
Yes.
A part of me wants to look at it like that.
Isn't that what the show is? Like, I've never seen it. I know it, like, I've heard about it and stuff, but isn't that what the show is about, though? It's like kind of like a mecha thing or something?
Death Note mecha.
It is a mecha, but it's a mecha that's well done and well executed.
Okay.
And there's a lot of
It's a mecha
political
with
basis that comes into that.
Okay.
Like it's on Netflix. It's on Netflix right now if you want to watch it. So
Yeah, I'll probably check it out after. Or, well, not now,
Another
but maybe
interesting
later.
thing is
What's that, sorry?
Another interesting thing is for those who do follow for those who do enjoy Bleach, one of the interesting things is the main character, Lelouch, is voiced by supposedly one of the Shinigami from Bleach, Yumichika. So that was a big breakout role. So everyone thought Jun Fukuyama was very, very silly and goofy
I guess that...
until he broke out as Lelouch and had this effeminate, powerful, commanding voice that commandeered a lot of a cult following, a worship, so to say, and desire to follow a lord or a king, so to say.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty interesting to see.
I guess I never thought about it that way.
I think Fukuyama. I think he won Best Lead Voiceover Role in Japan for 2008 to 2009 for that series of Code Geass.
That's really good.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because when you hear
his voice was very outstandish for Code Geass. Like that, you could tell his laughter when he was being maniacal. His voice when he got serious, his gentle voice when he needed it to be around Nonoli. That it was a deep understanding of his voice, and it's actually really impressive.
There he is. It very, very is. There is a lot of emotion driven in all of this.
All right, so we're going to. All right, so let's try to get back to on. I know we got way off topic there, um, but anyways, yeah. So we'll move on to the next topic. But anyways,
Okay.
so the next one we're gonna move on to is the manga of Dragon Ball Super, which if any of you guys haven't seen, I'll just give a little brief update on it. So we all so what happened pretty much is that
Let's talk about granola bar really quick.
well that's what I'm just doing a
What?
brief summary of the last chapter of Granola. I'm just saying brief
What?
for you guys if you, just in case, but even if the viewers if they haven't seen it either, it just gives them a brief about what the hell we're gonna be talking about. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, the whole point is that.
Yes.
What's that?
What the hell? Someone's beeping their car outside.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so Granola probably was still fighting Goku. He pretty much took him out with when he was doing the. I think he was still in the God form with the Ultra Instinct. Well, even with the Ultra Instinct, he still took him out. But that was a clone. So that was very intriguing. Like he damaged him when he was just putting Ki on to make a clone, which I was fascinated to hear because I was like, I don't think that is a thing. It could be. Like I understand like there was clones like multiple where you see like multiple versions right there in front, but like having someone sending one person
After
out
images.
like it's the after images, yeah, but this is like an actual like person it felt like he was fighting, so I think it's a bit new. I could be a little rough on the edges for the series for Z. It might be, I don't know, but this is new to me kind of, so but yeah, I just think it's intriguing to have like an actual clone. If that's going to be the case. So, yeah. So, anyways, now Vegeta is going to be stepping in, and he's taunting him by saying, like, oh, well, you're going to kill us, you're going to extinct the Saiyans, but what about you? We're going to take care of you as well, you Ceruleans? I think I'm saying that right. But yeah, so I think that's going to be intriguing. So, probably he was only using half his power, so that's actually really fascinating personally. So, but anyways, what are your thoughts on this manga? Even if it's just Granola in general, like Durham was saying, like what do you guys think about this whole manga chapter section so far?
I haven't been following it, so I can't really state my opinion.
Okay. But what do you think? Like what I just said for like a brief thing, like he only used half his power to make a clone, but the clone beat the shit out of Goku, pretty much, until he went Ultra Instinct, and then he actually had to use his full power.
Honestly, it sounds like they're just trying to push Vegeta into getting Ultra Instinct.
Well, he did. Oh yeah, I should have mentioned he also
Just
knows
so
Hakai,
that
so
Vegeta can
yeah.
keep up.
Mm-hmm. So it is going to be
Now-
interesting to see what's going to happen. Like he could use Hakai. I feel like he could use a Hakai maybe on Granola. Maybe. I don't want to say it's gonna happen because like if I do, then people will be like, "Oh, you're so wrong." It's like, okay, fine, I'm wrong, whatever.
I mean, if he gets him mad enough, it might happen, but we don't know if it will happen.
So I don't know 100% because like he could try and then like the next minute Granola will be like pushing like his hand away or whatever the case and be like, "Oh, try that on something else, not me," or whatever. Like I'm not just some stone rock thing that you did like I don't know a year ago. So
Now, that's very interesting again because when you brought up that the clone was defeating or giving Goku a hard time, a really really difficult fight. I'm thinking back to when Goku was an adult and sparring with Ten Shinhan back at the Budokai, and Ten Shinhan noticed Goku was acting odd and having a struggle with removing layers of his clothing. And he decided to take a little test by feeling the clothing that Goku was wearing.
Mm-hmm.
And he started realizing Goku was wearing weighted clothing on purpose this whole time. Traveling, growing up, eating, sleeping, drinking.
I never really thought of it that way. Actually, that's interesting to say it that way, because like, I know he's out of commission at this point, but like but yeah, I didn't think of it that way, because like he still looks like he's still wearing the same clothing either way, but yeah, he could have upgraded his clothing for all we know. That's actually fascinating to hear.
Yeah, because when you brought that up, I was thinking back that Oriyama still was not losing his creativity. This is another way for him to keep his audience, and this is really, really good because he's bringing back old memories that got original Dragon Ball fans to stay. And I feel like this is gonna rake in a new generation of Dragon Ball fans.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Like, I just think it's like he does bring some elements back in the series. I will point that out. Like I said earlier, like he's trying to make Super a bit more funnier than Z. I will point that out because in the original Dragon Ball, I don't want to say like Dragon Ball was like always a comedic thing, because there were serious moments, of course, here and there. But he had that element with him in the original. So like yeah, he's trying to bring that back. I can tell he wants to bring back the original style that he did years ago, because like that maybe this is what's making him more inspired to do this again, for all we know. But yeah, that is definitely an intriguing thing, because I totally forgot about that. Yeah, that's it's definitely, he could bring that back as an element for all we know, and I kind of like it. It's weird to say, but I think, like you're saying, like it's gonna keep audiences around, and like just bringing back things that you don't think of from years ago, and then just being like, oh yeah, that was a thing. Holy shit, never would have thought about that. And I like that. I like that kind of element. If that's gonna be the case, so yeah, I don't know. It's fascinating. That's all I'm gonna say. Derwin, what's oh, sorry.
It is because every time I look back at it, I think one of my biggest surprises was Goku never removed his weighted gear, fighting Frieza, fighting Cell, or fighting Boo. And I think it was very, very telling that Akira Toriyama knew when to save that. He knew when to save special moments.
Yeah. That definitely is, because like yeah, that just kind of blew my mind, actually, you bring that up. So I was like, holy frick, never would have thought about that. Oh my god. But yeah, that's actually fascinating. So hopefully that is going to be the case. If it is, then that's awesome. Even if it's something else that, like, from the original series, that he's bringing some kind of type back, or whatever the case may be. So, but yeah, I am looking forward to this, to the next chapter. I kind of want to see where Vegeta's going to head on this one, because like I know he's just trying to piss him off at this point. So we'll just see what happens, because we all know that Goku's gonna get back up one way or another, and then that it's always gonna be Goku that finishes the guy off. It's always been like that. I don't think. Well, I shouldn't say that, because Cell did get defeated by Gohan, but
yeah.
but still,
technically that's still Goku, because it's Goku's son. It's technically still.
So what? Since it was Gohan, he's
Goku
he's just gonna take the
Ultra
credit.
Instinct, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan.
Yeah, true.
I want to believe Derwin is also citing
Ultra Instinct is a technique. It's not a power up. He can still technically go Super Saiyan.
It's weird how that works, because like Ultra Instinct has a power up, but at the same time it's also a technique. So I don't really get that, but okay. Anyways,
Yeah,
Technically, he can still go Super Saiyan. He just
You
has
know,
not done.
you know they're gonna bullshit some way. You know they're gonna bullshit some way to have Goku go Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Ultra Instincts. You know,
Ultra
it's
Instinct Super Saiyan God,
you just
Super
know.
Saiyan
For
God,
some
there's
reason,
gonna be like
Goku.
more moves that's gonna be with it. It'll be like Super Saiyan God, Ultra Instinct, Kamehameha, Damos, Goku. I don't fucking. it would just be
There
a
has to
fucking
be
long name.
his hair is gonna. His hair is actually gonna be rainbow at the end of this.
It probably will. Watch. Oh man.
Every color.
Anyways, Scope, you were
For
gonna say
Pride Month.
something earlier. Sorry.
I was going to add to what Derwin said when he said when when you mentioned Gohan being Gohan defeating Cell, and Derwin chimed in that it was Goku. I think what Derwin also wanted to say was that it was Goku pushing Gohan to defeat Cell because Gohan needed that
Yeah,
boost of confidence to remind him.
Yeah, he got it. He
Well,
understood
no,
what I was
like
talking about.
I get that, but like technically,
Well,
wasn't it Gohan?
Because when the original air date for that episode aired, the original title in Japan was called Father Son Kamehameha.
Yeah. Well, like I know
So
like
that
that's
was
the
the
move,
biggest dead
but
giveaway.
yeah.
Because Japanese titles love to give spoiler alerts ahead of time. So that was the biggest dead giveaway in Japan. It's a Gohan victory, but they wanted to keep Goku in that element because the audience was not ready to move on to Gohan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I liked
Uh,
Gohan in that series in that saga, but at the same time, like I didn't like I didn't have that feeling of like, oh yeah, he's gonna take his father's role now at this point. It's like, no, we know Goku's coming back. Like, what the fuck do we really care about you, personally? I cared about the character, but like I cared more about Goku than Gohan. At that point, because it's like, because by the end of it, you see Goku saying like, "Oh, I'm not coming back, guys. Don't bring me back. See you. Bye." And then it's like, you have that moment of like Goku's not coming back, and then it's like this sad moment for
He
Goku.
came back from Majin Buu, yet he didn't let Gohan handle it because it was too much for Gohan. So Goku came back for the tournament, but he ended up staying thanks to old Kai.
there's also a little joke. A few people like to say, I'm not sure how appropriate it is. Dragon Ball Z did Boruto before Boruto became Boruto.
Oh, like about the kid thing, or
Yes, because Naruto was all about the chronicles of Naruto. Dragon Ball was the chronicle of Goku. Dragon Ball Z chronicles the life of Gohan and him growing up.
it is. Yeah, it is kind of true, actually. Yeah, because like at the start of Dragon Ball Z, yeah, you get introduced to pretty much Gohan. You're learning about Gohan.
It's a little mean-spirited joke, but it's very, very accurate.
Oh,
It's
that is accurate.
Dragon Ball did it first.
God, I will say, if a freaking fan, I don't care if it's someone who listens to this podcast. If you're a freaking fan that says Naruto did it, Naruto did it first, I'm like, yeah. Just listen to what we just said, okay? Sorry. I think they beat you.
Sailor Moon did it first.
It's always DBZ, man. It doesn't matter what it is. DBZ is gonna somehow become first.
I mean, Travis did just say Sailor Moon did it first.
Someone actually.
No offense, but
Someone
screw
actually
Sailor Moon,
scientific-
okay? It's not DBZ.
Someone actually scientifically proved that Sailor Moon is stronger than Goku.
Okay, someone
Travis,
do like a fight on this. I want to hear results. Make a video. Someone make a video on it, and then like send
Travis,
it to me.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear you properly. There was a scientific measure? Did you say somebody measured this
Yeah,
scientifically?
someone actually scientifically. Yes,
Are you
someone
sure they didn't
scientifically
measure the
with
chest?
as much science as you can.
Oh,
They proved somehow that Sailor Moon can beat Goku.
Yeah, maybe chest size. Jesus Christ, I don't think anything else.
somebody took the time to measure this logic, the science, the physics, and the way reality works in Sailor Moon, and compared that to the logics, the physics, the
Yes.
statistics in Dragon Ball Z.
You know they made like a
Yes.
parody to that in Dragon Ball Super, right?
Really?
They
Oh, I know
somehow
what you're talking about.
actually
In the tournament of power. I know what
Yep,
you're talking
yep,
about.
Turn of Power. You know when like the
They
girls
somehow
went from like cute to ugly,
calculated that
or
Sailor
like
Moon's
they
power.
went like they went cute and then they like blew up and it's like whoa, was not expecting that. Holy shit.
What was her name?
Oh, that-
Ribrion or something like that?
Jason, hold up for a second.
What?
So, in order to explain this properly, they took Sailor Moon and they determined that her power, it transcends a celestial existence, and it can go as far as saying that she is God of universe, so she
Now-
can bend and warp space and time.
Hold on, are they getting this from the Chinese mythos of the rabbit in the moon where the rabbit sacrificed himself and the homeless hermit turned out to be the moon goddess and did the most godliest
I
thing
do not
and
know.
revive
I
that
did
poor
not-
rabbit?
It
Because-
could be for all we know.
I do not know. I
Okay.
did not look that far into it, but that's what someone calculated.
All right,
Okay,
let me
because
just
I
let me
can
just try.
understand
Hold on,
that.
hold on. Let me just trash this whole thing right now. Put Sailor Moon up against Zeno. Watch what happens.
Yeah, man. Oh, have you seen that meme with Thanos?
Thanos and Zeno.
Yeah, man, that's the funniest thing ever. He's like, I took out half the universe, and then you see Zeno. Oh, really? That's the best you could do?
I mean, if you're saying she's stronger than Goku, then put her up against Zeno.
Yeah,
That's,
or
it's
Whis,
over
at
right
least.
there. Yeah, even Whis.
I do not see her fighting Whis or Zeno, and it's no offense to anything about her. I just do not
I don't
see
see
it
it either.
because here is Sailor Moon, a girl who was raised in Japan in the 1990s, living an ordinary school life and fights villains. She fights
Evil by
villains
the day, by the night life.
on a sideline, and Goku has been fighting all of his life.
Yeah.
Zeno controls a handful of power. Whis was born into a harsh life and made it to becoming a god of destruction. There has to be a case where an ordinary citizen of Japan who's not known a single bit of combat suddenly thrusted into a role of being a sailor fighter or sailor warrior.
AKA Yamcha.
Yamcha's a bit different. I can respect Yamcha because he was a bandit and he's also a martial artist, but he's also on par with Ten Shinhan and in some parts and Krillin.
But he quit
below
after
them,
the
but
Cell Saga.
he's still
Yeah.
capable. Yes,
Speaking of-
I think he decided. I think he became a playboy or something.
Oh my god.
No, he went back to
became
I do
a
not-
baseball player. I do know that.
I do not know why he returned to his traditional kung fu roots when I saw him in a Chi Pao alongside Ten Shinhan, Krillin, and Piccolo, and the rest of the Z Fighter team in Dragon Ball Super.
So what? You became like a fucking red
speaking
boyfriend
of,
thing? Like what the
quit.
frick?
Speaking of quit, guys, I'm falling asleep in my chair.
Okay,
I'm gonna
so-
have to call it a night.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm sorry,
No,
guys.
no, that's fine. We might continue just a little bit more,
I'll catch you.
Travis, but we'll be finishing up either way, so it's no biggie if you want to take off.
Yeah, I'm falling asleep in my chair. In between discussions, I've been like talking just in my sleep because I have my headphones on, so I hear you guys talk, but I'm just like I'm out of it.
Oh, okay.
You'll
well,
just be dozed off.
So, but yeah, if you want to take off, man,
Yeah.
like go for it. If you're tired, because like we like I said, we pretty much we're almost done. just put it that way.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. I'll catch you guys next
All right,
time.
thank you so much, Travis, for being on the podcast. Either way, everybody, check out Travis. Go to the links in the description below. Great guy. Check him out.
All right.
I guess I can announce that make one announcement while I'm here. So if you guys are following me on TikTok, you know that there's a giveaway going on. It's to celebrate me breaking 15/1600 followers. And the giveaway involves a Vornclex Monstrous Raider and half a box of not Commander's Legends. Modern Horizons 2. So we are still working on that, and if you guys wish to enter, drop me a follow, leave a like and comment on the very specific video that has 1,200 views on it, or 170 fucking comments at this point. Yeah, it's crazy.
The way I see it
But,
is this:
yeah,
just go to his
that's
TikTok and just comment "ooh woo." then you'll know. Then
That
Travis will
works
know that
too.
you came from the video.
There is 176 people already entered into this giveaway. My lord.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better get
People
on that
love
one.
Magic the Gathering, I guess. I'm working on it. I have half the giveaway prize already, so.
Oh, well, I hate. You're already
All right,
there either
guys.
way,
Catch
so.
you later.
See you, Travis.
All right.
Yep.
Peace.
Have a good night.
Peace.
See ya.
All right. Yeah. Anyway, so I guess we'll finish off with the last topic. We pretty much talked about the manga either way, about like what we thought about and stuff. So, I guess the last one is predictions for the 2022 movie, for Dragon Ball Super.
Cell's gonna show up, Goku's gonna go Super Saiyan Ultra Instinct, and then Vegeta's gonna get mad about it, Vegeta's gonna get knocked out again, and then Cell's not gonna die, Goku's gonna convince him to stay, then he's probably gonna go off, teleport somewhere, and does whatever he I don't know. That's just what I think.
No, it's gonna turn into a Cell, like future Trunks era, where everybody is destroyed and Goku is gonna be in shock the rest of his life, and he won't know what to do with himself after that. No, I'm just kidding. It would be interesting to see Cell. I know a lot of people are saying Cooler and stuff like that. Like, if Cooler shows up, that's great. You know, I have nothing wrong with Cooler. But it would be intriguing to see Cell come back. Like, even the Cell Jr., because there is... I don't know specifically which chapter the manga was, but there was like a side story where they had Trunks and Goten fighting Cell Jr.
Cell Jr.'s on Android 17's island.
Yeah. So for all we know, there could be a adult version of Cell Jr. For all we know, right? Because because they are bringing the manga into the anime, right? Because like with Super Saiyan God Vegeta, that was not in the anime at all. And then when Broly came out, they
Those in the
adapted
movie.
that into the movie. So they could bring more elements for all we know in the movies. So and then continue from there for all we know. But it would be fascinating. I'm just saying, like, having Cell, like, as a new villain, like Cell Jr. as a new villain, that would be very intriguing. Or maybe even a new android for all we know, because technically, if you think about it, if they want to go with the non-canon movies, there is a android that randomly shows up that's supposed to be even more powerful than the other androids. So if they do want to go in
Super
that
Android
route,
13.
yeah, or if they want to call it something else for all we know, call it Zelzer or something. I don't know, call it something. Some
Seltzer water.
Seltzer, yeah, Seltzer 17.
Seltzer water.
Seltzer
water.
Seltzer water. Be funny. But yeah, like if they're gonna bring back anybody in general, like just make it good. That's kind of my biggest hopes for the movie. It's just because they said it's gonna be even way more than Broly. So I kind of have a bit of hope, like to see way more than in the than the last movie. So I can't wait to see it. That's just pretty much my opinion. And I just want more info about the movie. That's pretty much it. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about the movie. It's just I could go on with tons of other predictions that people said too, but I pretty much summed it up. If you're gonna bring back non-canon characters, then just make it good. That's all I'm gonna say. Scope, do you have any predictions or anything you want to talk about the movie or anything specific?
I don't like going into the past too much. I will say this. Given that we've seen the Dragon Ball Super films and Resurrection F and Broly coming into the picture, this opens up a gateway of possibilities. Because I myself didn't expect to see Frieza return or Broly make a return.
Mm-hmm.
Cell is another unexpected candidate. So I would like to say that I don't want to see a repeat. However, I do want to see an excellent execution of how Cell will play a really big role into this. And given what we've known from the differences between the movie and Super itself, I would be interested in seeing how Cell will maybe pull the same stunt as Frieza. Have him become a heel and then turn face, just as Frieza did.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen this with Boo, we've seen this with Frieza now, this instance with Broly, which was the most unexpected twist at the end of the Broly film, where he does not totally annihilate everybody. Now I want to see how Cell will go about his execution of heel turn face, because I'm interested in the writing behind it. Because he was also a creation of Dr. Gero or Dr. Ghetto, one of the most evil men in the Dragon Ball franchise. I want to see whether he goes against his programming or whether he follows it through. This is very interesting, so I'm very excited to see Cell make a comeback.
Yeah, I thought just what you were saying, like how Juro is like the ruthless person out of the series. Like, it would be intriguing to see just what our plans, could unfold to see what could happen with this, especially with Cell. Derwin, remember we were talking about that the last time? I can't remember exactly what we said, but we made it where it sounded like it was going to be a bit darker than usual, because it's like Cell knows exactly what's going on. So it's like, okay, take out.
Okay, all right. I
get
know what
rid
you're
of the
talking about. All
Dragon
right,
Balls.
let me rephrase what I was gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
All right, pretty much what we talked about last time is you brought up the fact that the the Cell Juniors on the Android 17's island.
Mhm.
What if a couple of them, get annihilated by Goten and Trunks, and one survives, but that one that survived retained the memories of Cell from the time when Gohan was fighting everybody like within these Cell games. Say if like that Cell Junior retained the memories that far back. I mean, pretty much I think they all retain the memories, but that one just has like more into
No, but I mean like there's an adult version at this point though.
Yeah, and then like time passes, like he gets older, and then let's say like around like when Gohan's daughter's like 6 years old or something like that. Like that Cell starts going hunting for Gohan, but first instead of going for Gohan, he remembers that Piccolo's connected to the Dragon Balls. Kills Piccolo first, so if they try to revive him, they can't revive anybody because of Piccolo being dead.
Yeah.
Then he goes after Gohan, and then he starts going after everybody else secretly, and then Goku finds out.
Yeah, like I thought it would be intriguing to see like Cell or even Cell Junior, like start taking out like all the people.
Key characters, but Piccolo first, because if you kill
Definitely.
if you kill Piccolo,
yeah, because you want
no more
like,
Dragon
Cell
Balls.
knows about the Dragon Balls.
That's unless they either go to Namek or they go get the Super Dragon Balls, which that might take a while.
Yeah.
Because I mean, for Goku, he can just instant
one
transmission
flaw in
over and
this.
just. What's the flaw?
Wouldn't Piccolo no longer holds ownership? The one who holds ownership as the title of Kami.
Oh
Dende.
shit,
Is
we
Dende.
totally forgot.
Dende, I forgot about that.
Dende. Oh,
So,
totally
in order to
forgot.
get-
Oh boy.
In order to get to the Dragon Balls, Cell would have to know about the existence of Dende, unless if he was informed while he was living in Hell.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure he knows, because remember that video I showed you, Jason, that Cell was watching everything from Hell, even the stuff from like other dimensions?
Yeah, it was a fan-made animation, and so apparently Cell
it's
is
pretty
watching
much
everything.
when.
So.
Yeah,
But at
Cell,
the same time, like even if it's let's just go back to like Cell Junior, right? Like you said, like he's been living. He survived. Let's say like they don't adapt like the actual manga, like from Goten and Trunks. Let's just say that, like, let's say like that Cell Junior like grew up to be an adult at like this era, right? Because he would have. Because if you remember, Gohan is now an adult. So if you look at Cell Junior, he's probably close to being an adult as well. But yeah, like if he understands what's happening around him, like they could even be like, oh yeah, he's been hiding in the shadows, keeping an eye on what's happening with events. He saw the whole Kid Buu thing. Like yeah, maybe he probably died and got revived and stuff like that. But he knows everything. You know what I mean? And even if it is Cell, the original Cell, like he could have been like, oh, I had things, or either that, or maybe he had like a computer that has all the history, because those little robot cameras that have been going all over the place. Like, what if that's like a way for Cell
to bots?
Yeah, those little robots. Yeah, like that could be another thing for Cell to like figure out what's been going on when he comes out of Hell, for all we know, right? But like he has some kind of way, either whatever way it could be, somehow like he knows what's happened, right? He knows about how Dende, they went up to the hyperbolic time chamber. That's where Kid Buu like destroyed probably the world from up there. So he probably would know, and then plus at the same time, he could kill Piccolo first to figure out what's going on, and then Piccolo could just like laugh it off and be like, "Ha! Guess what? I don't have any powers over the Dragon Balls, you fucking idiot. Dende does." And then he could be like, "Oh shit! Well now I gotta figure out who Dende is, right?" And then he has to go find Dende. So like it would be intriguing though, like if he could somehow like take out the Dragon Balls like instantly, just be like, get it out of the way, just like kill it, and then that way. Like, the Z Fighters don't know anything, and then after that, when he starts attacking everybody that Goku cares about, and then Goku realizes that the Dragon Balls are dead, because he can't use them, then he has no choice to go to Namek or something, right? So I just think it'd be like a more fascinating like way of like saying like let's get rid of like keep Beerus out and Whis and them, like don't put them in the story this time. Have it more like a revenge story where it's like Cell's coming back and he's like, Goku, you humiliated me, you made me get defeated by your kid, like I'm gonna kick your ass, and I'm gonna do it the most personal way you could ever think of. I would love to see a serious story like that. Like that would I would like fucking go buy tons of tickets to see that personally. Because that it would be a fascinating story to me personally to see something like that. Because like I feel like we haven't had that serious moment. I know we had Trunks, I get that, but like I still feel like we haven't had that actual like moment since the Cell Saga. So yeah, it would be fascinating just to see something like that happening. Even though yes, like it's gonna be very rough. I know a lot of people might be like, especially like for fans that are super, and they'll be like, "Oh, what's this? This is way different than I was watching before." And then like as the Z fighter, like as the Dragon Ball Z fans, they'll be like, "Oh, this is definitely like what I grew up with. Was like very edgy and stuff a bit." So I think it'd be a really nice tribute if they do bring back the Cell in that way. Like keep it in that vibe, because I feel like, you know, if you bring back Cell and you give him like I don't know like a Frieza version or something, then everybody be like, oh, I hate this, I hate Cell, kill him, like don't ever bring him back again. But like yeah, I don't know, I just want to see something intriguing, like pull something out of thin air where it's like this is never, you know, we're not gonna ever see this probably in a while, but you're gonna get something fantastic out of it.
Gold,
What's that?
golden.
I don't know about Golden Cell. I feel like you should get like a different transformation, but I feel like they're gonna go really simple on the transformation either way. So it's like it could go that way. So it's like do something unexpected. Like don't listen to the fans when they say Golden Cell. Like do something way different. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's kind of where I guess that's a rant. I don't know. At this point. But yeah, that's just my
I think that just about covers it, anyways.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of my predictions of like what my version for Cell I would love to see. But like I said, if they choose someone else, that's great. But as long as you're gonna make the movie intriguing and fascinating and kind of like what you were saying earlier, Scopes, like something something that we can't predict, and I think that's what everybody wants either way. Something that we wouldn't expect. So, yeah.
I do hope the writing for the movie is great, just as the other films have, and we have been very blessed to see these films come to light and have different endings, unexpected twists, and characters that have been able to join the mainstream Dragon Ball Super series that we're reading and watching. This is very, very interesting to see many villains have a comeback and how their stories are going to be written.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing, because it's like I guess because like we're so used to like, you know, the Dragon Ball Z before Super started, like we were used to like, okay, the villain's dead, we're gonna move on to someone else, right? But now we're getting more of a story. Like we're even learning that Frieza, like, yeah, he's evil and he does destroy shit, but at the same time, like, he kind of doesn't really seem like he's that evil. He's kind of like the Joker and Batman. You know what I mean? Like, he does shit just to get Goku going. Like, that's kind of how I feel about, like, Frieza at this point, where he's just like, oh, look over here, come here, fight. I want to fight you and beat the shit out of you, but I know I'm going to lose, but I'm going to try anyways. Like, I feel like that's Frieza at this point. Like he's just trying to call for Goku at this point, because like without Goku, like I feel like Frieza would be like, my life is boring.
Yes. I feel like Frieza needs some form of entertainment in his life after believing he was number one. Being the prince of a planet, having been pampered, having been able to best everybody that he's known. I think Goku offers something that challenges that view, and the same with Vegeta, because he needs to realize. I honestly somewhat feel bad for Frieza because he's so stuck in a world where he thinks he's number one, and until Goku came in to challenge that view, he started realizing this world that I'm in may be smaller, or maybe I'm smaller.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Frieza is short, so
Whipping out the short jokes.
Oh man.
Bring them out. Bring them out.
No offense though to the whole Broly movie part for Frieza. I thought it was a
5
little
inches.
weird that he
5
wanted
inches.
the Dragon Balls
5
just
inches.
to be.
5 inches. He wanted to be 5 inches taller.
I'm like,
And
why,
Bulma wanted
dude?
to be 5
you
years
could do
younger.
something else.
Seriously, it was the dumbest wish ever.
Like, I get with Bulma, where she wanted to look a bit younger, right? I get that, because I feel like that suits her, right? Even though it was a dumb wish that she wanted, but still, like, I'm like, yeah, I could see that. I feel like she would use the Dragon Balls to look younger. But with Frieza, why the fuck do you want to be, like, 5 inches taller in 1 year?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, he's had enough of everybody
5
giving him
inch.
shit for him being short.
but I like the guy that calls him out, too. He's like, well, just wish yourself fucking tall. He's like, no, I want to look like I'm growing still. And it's like...
No. He said, why don't you just stay in your second form? Because his second form,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
taller than Broly.
Oh, yeah,
He's
that's
way
right.
taller than Broly in the second form. And then he just blasts him out the window. I'm like, oh.
His second form would be less powerful then. I think the point is Frieza wants to be tall in his most powerful form.
Yeah, true.
So he has to sacrifice his height and looks in order to be powerful. That's a bit sad when I think about it.
He has to go back to
can't
his
have
second
everything.
form just so he looks taller.
He can't have everything he wants even though he's the prince of his own planet.
I don't even know what he's a prince of at this point. I'm like, what are you? Just you're freaking prince of a gang? Like, is that it? Like, what?
The Frieza Force.
The Frieza Force. Oh, screw the Ginyu Force. Frieza Force.
I kind of also... That makes me wonder, did his father ever get revived?
I don't think so.
Huh.
Yeah, the only thing he gives a shit about is his height. He doesn't care about his father. He's like, whatever. Father's dead. Oh, okay. Well, what can I use the Dragon Balls for? Oh, I don't know. I guess I'll just make myself 5 inches taller this year. What a fucking dumb wish. No offense, though. I feel like they just didn't know what kind of plot to put towards the story. They're just like, we're having Goku and Vegeta fight Broly. Okay, well, how's the plot gonna go? Frieza wants to get taller. What the fuck? Like, okay, like, the movie's good, but there's some moments where you have to scratch your head and be like, what? Oh my god. Good movie still. Good movie. I even though there was like stupid parts like that in the movie, I don't care about it. The movie was great. I loved it. Oh my god. I still can't. There better not be another stupid thing like that again. Please don't do that. Just don't. No. Either that or just say Frieza's gonna get fucking tall this time. Jesus. Maybe that's it. He's gonna be like, I'm gonna wish to be taller than Goku this time. It's like, yeah, but remember last time you said 5 inches? He's just like, shut up, you damn ape, or whatever you fucking creature you are. Oh man. Just wish for that. I think that's what he needs to wish for. Just wish for being taller than Goku, and then I feel like he would be set. Just leave it like that. I think he'd prefer that anyways. So, anyways, I think that's pretty much it for Dragon Ball Z topics. Unless you guys have anything else.
No, I think we pretty much cleared everything up.
Good. All right, guys. So that's pretty much it for the podcast. Hopefully, you guys enjoy listening. I know we had some weird moments probably on this podcast. And literally some information, I will say from Scopes, that I did not know about some stuff. And I appreciate you for being on this podcast, by the way. So thank you for telling me about this stuff. But yeah, other than that, hopefully you guys got everything out of this personally, because like I think this was probably, like, how can I say this? It was definitely something to learn from, and at the same time, have fun with the podcast. So, if you can take it that way, that's great. If you prefer it in any other way, then that's even better for you. But other than that, hope you guys enjoy watching. Thank you, Derwin, for being part of the podcast.
Yo.
And Scopes, of course. Thank you for being part of this.
And Travis,
thank you for having us on. This was a fun podcast.
I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm so happy that Derwin mentioned to bring you on, because I was like, he was just like, oh, can I bring a friend? I'm like, yeah, sure. And then I'm like, man, I think you just made this podcast like one notch up better. Personally, for me, it was just fascinating to me personally. I loved it. So thank you so much. Is there any way?
Thank you for having me on.
Oh, no problem. Like, if you want to come on the next podcast, let me know. I'll bring you on. But
sure thing.
What's that? Sorry.
Sure thing.
Okay.
I want Derwin to be part of it too.
Oh, definitely. Well, Derwin is always part of these things half the time. So, but anyways, where can these guys find you, or if you don't really have anything, that's fine. But I know Derwin's got too many.
I feel attacked.
I don't have anything going on. I'm rolling with Derwin for now, and I guess I'll roll for you.
All right, sound good then. Derwin, do you want to do your shout-outs, or do you want to just say you're good?
I mean, pretty much you guys already know me because I'm on Jason's podcast a lot. So, vlog channel, second channel.
I don't care, Derwin. Just say everything.
MSK channel. Owner of so many other things, but yeah, if you like
so many things
videos,
I've mentioned on my channel that's still never been released. Let's just go with that.
Jason, I will spirit bomb Canada. Calm down. Anyways, please give Jason a thumbs up. Leave a link in the description down below. It's pretty much me, Travis, and everybody else. Give the video a thumbs up. Leave a comment, subscription down below. Turn on notifications so you can be a part of Jason's notification squad and become a Saiyan. Or anything around those lines, Jason.
Yes, if you hit the subscribe button and the bell at the same time, you too will turn into a Super Saiyan God with Ultra Instinct, okay? I don't think anybody said that yet, so here's the thought. If you do it, it's gonna happen. I might not be 100% accurate on everything happening, but I guaranteed something. You might feel something afterwards. That's all I'm gonna say.
Goku's next transformation.
What's that?
Goku's next transformation, Ultra Instinct Super Saiyan.
Exactly.
I'm calling it now.
Ultra Instinct Super Saiyan. I'm hopping on the same boat.
What about Super Saiyan 3 Ultra Instinct?
We're jumping way too far.
That would be wild.
I would like to see that though.
That would be wild.
So, anyways, guys, take care. Have a good day.